that hippie tuning, you know, you gotta redo it. Well, we're all here because of the nostalgia we feel for Rick. I was in a little trio band with him for a while, and it didn't matter whether the song was really sad or really happy or really angry or whatever the mood of the song was or how dark it was. I think one of his favorites was Dark in a Dungeon. He was always grinning from ear to ear, no matter what the song was about. I know the city of New Orleans, Illinois Central, Monday morning rail. 15 cars, 15 restless riders, 3 conductors and 25 sacks of mail, all out on southbound Odyssey. Train pulls out of Kankakee, rolls past houses, farms, and fields. Passengers that have no name, freight yards full of old black men, graveyards of those rusted automobiles. Good morning, America, how are ya? Don't you know me? I'm your native son. I'm a train they call the city of New Orleans. I'll be gone 500 miles when the day is done. Dealing cards to old men in the club car, a penny a point, but no one's keeping score. So pass the paper bag, it holds the bottle. You can feel those wheels rumbling beneath the floor. And the sons of Pullman porters, the sons of engineers, ride their father's magic carpet made of steam. Mothers with their babes asleep, rocking to that gentle beat. The rhythm of the rails is all they dream. Good morning, America, how are ya? Don't you know me? I'm your native son. I'm a train they call the city of New Orleans. I'll be gone 500 miles when the day is done. And it's nighttime on the city of New Orleans. We're changing cars in Memphis, Tennessee. Halfway home, we'll be there by morning. In the Mississippi darkness rolling to the sea. But all the towns and faces seem to fade into a bad dream. Steel rail still ain't heard the news. Conductor sings a song again. Passengers will please refrain. This train's got the disappeared railroad blues. Good morning, America, how are ya? Don't you know me? I'm your native son. I'm Thank you. It's so exciting to see so many people come out to remember the life of Rick Phipps and to gather as a community. He was a good community member as well as a fellow musician, and gather together here to raise some money for hospice and help keep our loved ones at home all the way to the end if we can. There's a spectacular astronomical event. Yeah, that's a big word for a blonde. Coming up in August, and they say it's going to like center right over Shoshone. We're going to have 10,000 extra people in town. There's only 10,000 in the Riverton area, I think, or in the town of Riverton. So if that comes out to be true, I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I'm kind of an amateur astronomer, and I love Halley's Comet, and I saw it in 1986, and it was the same year my daughter was born. Mark Twain was born under the comet in about 1860-something, and he died in 1910, and he predicted that he was going to die the same year the comet came back, and that's exactly what he managed to accomplish. Every fall, the Earth goes through the Orionid showers, and what we're really doing is going through the path of the tail of the Halley's Comet. So it won't be back in my lifetime probably again. 2060, I think we did the math on that. But this is a little tune that Mary Chapin Carpenter wrote about Halley's Comet. Late one night when the wind was still, Daddy brought the baby to the windowsill to see a bit of heaven shoot across the sky. One and only time Daddy saw it fly. He came from the east just as bright as a torch. The neighbors had a party on their porch. Daddy rocked the baby, mother said amen when Halley came to visit in 1910. Back then Jackson was a real small town. It's not every night a comet comes around. It was almost 80 years since her last time through. They said amen to. His tail stretched out like a stardust streak. The papers wrote about it every day for a week. Wondered where it's going and where it's been when Halley came to visit in 1910. Daddy told the baby sleep it in his arms. Dream a little dream of a comet's charms. He made a little wish as she slept so sound. In 1986 that wish came round. It came from the east just as bright as a torch. She saw it in the sky from her daddy's porch. His heavenly sun as it was back then when Halley came to visit in 1910. Late one night when the wind was still, beautiful night. I'm glad the rain came through and left in time so that it cooled things off up here, but not still raining and not even too buggy. Been going up in the mountains a little bit the last couple of weeks, and it's very, very mosquito-y up there this year. Every time we're on the road, we're always really excited when we get back to the Wyoming border. This is a little tune that was written by an Easterner. I said earlier, Easterners seem to be fascinated with the Western way of life. Bill Staines came to Jackson Hole, Wyoming, and played with Townes Van Zandt back in the 70s, and he said about 2 in the morning he got up from his hotel room and wrote the song. And he'd only been to Wyoming once in his whole life, but we really identify it, those of us who live in this state. Sweet Wyoming home. There's a silence on the prairie that a girl can't help but feel. Shadows growing longer now, nipping at my heels. I know that soon this old 4-lane that runs beneath my wheels will take me home to my sweet Wyoming home. And I headed down the road last summer with a bluegrass band in mind. We tried to make some money, Lord, didn't make a dime. The hotels took our dough and all that traveling took our time. I'm headed home to my sweet Wyoming home. Watch the moon smiling in the sky, hum a tune, prairie lullaby, hear the wind, an old coyote's cry, a song of home, my sweet Wyoming home. Well, the people, they all dance and sing, and they hang on every song. So you give them just one more, it's time to move along. There's shows in all those cities, but cities turn your heart to clay. Takes all a girl can muster to try and get away. The songs I'm used to singing, they're not the kind the jukebox plays. I'm headed home to my sweet Wyoming home. Well, I've always loved the playing, there's nothing quite the same. Another year could bring me luck, I'll sing in a different game. But there's a magpie on the fence rail calling out my name. He calls me home to my sweet Wyoming home. Watch the moon smiling in the sky, hum a tune, prairie lullaby, hear the wind, coyotes cry, a song of home, my sweet Wyoming home. A song of home, my sweet Wyoming home. Well, sometimes you gotta know where to draw the line. That's part of the unspoken code of the West, right? And sometimes when you need to draw that line, the outside of a horse is the best thing in the world for the inside of a woman, especially when this cowgirl gets the blues. 1, 2, 3, 4. She's around her, I can tell you that. She can sing 'em all night too. She'll raise hell about the sleep she lost, but even cowgirls get the blues. Special cowgirls, they're the gypsy kind. Need them reins laid on them loose. Live to see the world turn upside down, hitching rides out of the blue. Even cowgirls get the blues. Sometime bound to not know what to do. Sometime get a feeling like she's too far gone. Only way she's ever been. out there on the road. Motel ceilings stare you down. Must be safer ways to pay your bills. But even cowgirls get the blues. Even cowgirls get the blues. Sometime bound to not know what to do. Sometime get a feeling like she's too far gone. Only way she's ever been. Even cowgirls get the blues. Sometime bound to not know what to do. Sometime get a feeling like that restless wind. Only way she's ever been. Get a feeling like that restless wind. Only way she's ever been. When nothing else works, though, sometimes it takes a bottle of wine or two.
Sometimes it's the only thing that helps.
If I can get the tune in my head. I know, but first I gotta think of this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Came out west together with a common desire. People that we had gonna set the West Coast on fire. 2 months later got a troubling night, 'cause my baby moved out and left me behind. But it's alright 'cause it's midnight and I got 2 more bottles of wine. And the way he left sure turned my head around. Seemed like overnight it just up and put me down. Ain't gonna let it bother me today, 'cause I'm working and I'm too tired anyway. But it's alright 'cause it's midnight and I got 2 more bottles of wine. And I'm 1,600 miles from the people I know. And I've been doing all I can, but opportunity sure comes slow. Well, I'll be in the sun all day, but I'm sweeping out a warehouse in West LA. But it's alright 'cause it's midnight and I got 2 more bottles of wine. 2, 3, 4. And I'm 1,600 miles from the people I know. And I've been doing all I can, but opportunity sure comes slow. Well, I'll be in the sun all day, but I'm sweeping out a warehouse in West LA. But it's alright 'cause it's midnight, I got 2 more bottles of wine. Oh, it's alright, it's midnight and I got 2 more bottles of wine. Oh, it's alright, it's midnight and I got 2 more bottles of wine. Mark Twain once said that when he was 18 years old, his old man didn't know anything. And by the time he got to be 25, he couldn't believe how much the old man had learned. My dad had lots of wisdom and still does. I'm still lucky enough to have my parents around. I still ask for a lot of advice, and as a kid and as an adult, I seemed to manage to get into plenty of trouble. And my dad would always say, well, if you knew what you were getting into, you wouldn't try anything at all ever. And after 25 years of listening to that, I thought, I need to write a song about that.
So you did.
So I did, and this is the title track to my new album called If We Knew. Here comes the rain, riding on the wind, running down my window pane. And I know sometimes I go too far, riding restless winds inside my heart. But here comes the sun, leaning on the shadows like her work's already done. And I know sometimes I waste my time leaning on things better left behind. Had I known it'd make a memory, would have hung around a little longer. Yes, I would. Had I known what I needed, maybe then I could have been a little stronger. When I thought it was all over, it was just a new beginning, another chance to answer the call. If we knew what we were getting into, would we do anything at all? Here comes the train, rolling down the track, feeling no strain. And I know sometimes I go too far, rolling all my bets on just one car. Sometimes I miss the play, sometimes I lost my way, sometimes I miss the play, sometimes I lost my way. Had I known it'd make a memory, would have hung around a little longer. Yes, I would. Had I known what I needed, maybe then I could have been a little stronger. When I thought it was all over, it was just a new beginning, another chance to answer the call. If we knew what we were getting into, would we do anything at all? Oh, if we knew we were getting into, we'd never try anything at all. Thank you, and I gotta thank my dad for the inspiration on that song. As a songwriter, I like to study a lot of other songwriters, and one of my favorites is among Gordon Lightfoot and James Taylor, and another one is Emmylou Harris. And she is a little older than me now. She's in her 60s, and she said that as she got older in songwriting, it was more about loss, and that life became about holding on to what you had and trying not to get behind anymore, because you start out learning to walk and you end up hoping you can still walk. And we've lost a lot of dear people in the last year, and a lot of the musicians, it's getting so I can't count them. My daughter and my son are going to weddings and baby showers, and I feel like I'm going to funerals all the time. We've lost some other musicians over the years, so I wrote this little tune about some of the musicians we've lost this year, which includes, of course, Rick. Over the wire we heard your soul had flown away. We don't believe we actually lost you this way. Didn't you know that we're not ready to let you go? Didn't you know how much we all loved you so? Over the wire, we all mentioned your name. We knew without you our words would never be the same. You left singing steel rails, pushing sunshine round the bend. You left us a memory like a ribbon in the wind. There's a story on the Animus about a woman who cries all night. Called La Llorona, she haunts the river till daylight. If we cry with her, will she find where she belongs? If we cry with her, will you come back for one more song? Over the wire, it was no ordinary day. Over the wire, they said Rick had passed away. Did you know that we don't want to say so long? Did you know how much we loved you for your song? Over the wire, over the wire, over the wire, we loved you for your song. The whole time that was going on, there was a mosquito biting me on the chin.
You're double tapped.
Well, in addition to losing some musicians, I have a girlfriend who lost her husband in an oil field accident. And I wrote this song during the recording of the album that we ended up putting it on. And it took me a week to record it because every time I go in the studio to play it, we'd all start crying because we all knew Tom really well. Kind of fits the evening too. Like a cloud drifting over. Dark up here, I can't see where I am. Like a cloud drifting over. I didn't notice was there till the rain started falling. I couldn't hide anywhere. Was that your touch in the raindrops falling soft on my skin? Your voice in the whisper of a blue pine tree wind. But evening shadows lay down. I hear a morning dove sigh. Is she calling her love? Is that why she cries? Will he hear her sweet whispers? Or at her side he would be to satisfy all the longing, love's mystery. Have I started all over, getting over you? Like the return of the seasons, will I never be through? Like an old picture show I've seen long ago. Though I know how it ends, I want to see it again. But I will walk in the rain and hide all my tears. But I will wait for the sun to face all my fears. And I will walk on a rainbow, a bridge to the place where we once held hands. I still see your face. I'll let you go on the mountain where you always belong. There's no final moment, there's no place beyond. Have I started all over, getting over you? Like the return of the seasons, will I never be through? Like an old picture show I've seen long ago. Though I know how it ends, I want to see it again. Though I know how it ends, I want to see you again. Life is a circle, and we will see Rick again and all the ones that we've loved and lost. And it'd be nice if we had something that would take away the pain. The closest thing I can think of, it might be a white Freightliner. What do you think? Listen to them big wheels whine. Out on the highway, listen to them big wheels whine. White Freightliner all away my mind. There's bad news in Houston, half of my friends have died. There's bad news from Houston, half of my friends have died. White Freightliner steal away my mind. Listen to them big wheels whine. Out on the highway, listen to them big wheels whine. White Freightliner gonna steal away my mind. White Freightliner gonna steal away my mind. White Freightliner gonna steal away my mind. Thank you very much. I want to thank John Brooks for doing all the sound and for putting this together and bringing the community together, both in Rick's memory and also for the benefit of hospice. Don't forget, there's a place to donate to hospice up here or the musicians, and we appreciate you as an audience, and we're going to welcome Eric back.
Stick around.
Okay.
About another round of applause for Carrie and Cal.